Good evening, ghosties and ghoulies. Welcome back to the channel. This is a pick-a pile for this month. This is the month of June, but if it finds you and it's not June, don't worry about it. Time doesn't work like that on the spiritual level, so whenever you find this, you're meant to find this, and it will be relevant to you. So what I've done is I've created 3 piles of 7 for the angels that are around us, and I'm going to pull some tokens, and whatever token, for those of you who haven't been here, whatever token resonates with you, that'll be the pile that is your pile. And of course you can listen to more than one or all of them if you like, but hopefully they have a message from your spirit guides and angels for you for this month. So let's have a look. We're going to pull some tokens. Let's see what the first one is. You have the grapes. The grapes are about abundance. The grapes are about joy. There's a joyful growth element to this. There's a beautiful bacchanalia type of energy around it. So it's about enjoyment. It's about enjoying the moment, the fruits of your labor, and the sweet wine of life. So if that resonates with you, the first pile will be your pile. Second token. Okay, so the second token, don't let this scare you, it is the skull and crossbones. The skull and crossbones can be about things that are harmful to you that you've been doing. It can be about poison, so it could be the things that are poisoning the well of your joy. It can also be a little bit about piracy. If you've ever seen the Jolly Roger, you would know that. And it can also be about it can relate back to the death card. And the death card is not about physical death, it's about an ending and a new beginning. But it is skull and crossbones, pretty funky little charm, a lot of symbology around it. There's a kind of morbidity around it, of course, but this is also a memento of reminder when we see the skull and crossbones about the fragility of life as well. So this could be all resonant with you in the skull and crossbones. Okay, let's have a look at the third pile. Oh my gosh! Well, hopefully I have some Canadians out there. I am Canadian myself, for those who might be from somewhere else and don't know. This is the beautiful maple leaf. Maple leaves are about change. They change, and they change in most beautiful, colorful ways. So the process of change can be a beautiful, beautiful thing. They are about strength. They are about continuity. They are about the seasonal change as well. They're also about the sweetness of life, because maple syrup comes from the maple tree, which is also connected to the maple leaf. And definitely Canada is connected to the maple leaf, as we well know. So if any of this resonates with you going into this month, then this could be your pile. Let's have a look and see what we have here. Okay, so first we have the grapes. So that can be about abundance, it can be about the sweetness of enjoyment of life, and it's kind of enjoying the good food, the good fun, the good wine. This can all be part of the grapes. So let's have a look and see what your cards say. Beautiful. Okay, so first of all, you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is in reversal. I read the cards facing me, so they may look upright to you, but they are actually facing me in reversal. The Hierophant is about tradition. It's about spiritual connection to teachers, spiritual connection to spiritual teachers, and it's about traditions as well. And so for some of you, the grapes might have to do with unlocking new traditions for yourself and kind of ignoring or rejecting old ways of doing things or old traditions. So the old traditional ways may not be the thing that work for you or the thing that you find the most abundance from. Okay, so that might be one of the messages there. And I think that this is actually true because you're also rejecting the world. You have the world in reverse, which is the way the world comes in to inform you and give you opinions and teach you things and how you connect to the world. And for some of you, I feel like you might be harnessing something new for yourself because you're rejecting the traditions of the world, the larger sense of community or the larger sense of society. You're actually in a period of rejection of the world in some way, and the traditions of the world, or the traditional way of looking at a thing, and possibly even the traditional things that make you feel what the world considers abundance, or what the world considers to be the important parts. Like this is a card of lack, it's a card of poverty, but it is in reversal. So this can be a card of feeling like you're not getting enough out of the world, or you're not seeing enough. The world isn't giving you enough. The world isn't giving you what you deserve, or what you want, or what you feel you've earned. And you may come through a period of actually rejection of that world because of it, because you feel like it's not actually paying off. And this may be actually something that is necessary. Maybe the part of the world that you're in, or the circumstances you're in, they're not meeting your needs, and they're not meeting the lack that you're feeling. And for some of you, there is a sense of rejecting a lot of this worldly goods, worldly things, in favor of being more connected to your spirit family, being more connected to your family, more connected to community on a deeper level. This is multi-generational wealth. So this could come from land, it could come from growth, of course, for some of you. For some of you, you might have a vineyard in your future. That would be lovely. But for the overriding sense of the cards is about the abundance of multi-generational or wider, deeper connection to wealth. And it does feel like there is a sense of that around you, and it's almost like you're choosing this over the worldly stuff. You're choosing this over other people's traditions and what other people's expectations are, and what other people think strike the balance for them. You're choosing your own way. You're choosing your own abundance. You're choosing your own family and your own community and your own deeper connection of feeling deeply connected to other people on a more spiritual and deeper level. And what it does is it's creating abundance for you. For some of you, this will be multi-generational wealth, and that doesn't mean it's necessarily money. It can be learning how other people have done things from the past, and you might be returning to some older traditions that are no longer in practice and feeling like you're almost going back to go forward, which is kind of very neat. I love this. There's also you're definitely rejecting offers here. I feel like you're rejecting offers from the world. You're rejecting the things that aren't the traditions you want to serve, or not the spiritual paths that you want to tread, and that don't give you the abundance that you're seeking. And you're in a period of discernment in June, going through, or in this month, going through a period of discernment of saying, no, I reject all of this, and I want something deeper. I want something with deeper meaning. I want something with deeper connection. And this is really beautiful to see. And what it actually ends up doing is it can feel a little bit lonely, I'll be honest, because you have the Hermit card, the choices that you're making in this, because you are rejecting a certain aspect of the world, that you might feel a little bit alone in this, and you might feel a little bit isolated for a little while. I wouldn't worry about that, because there is a deeper connection to wider and deeper roots that you will be finding. But it's almost like you're rejecting the people things, circumstances that don't fit in your life anymore and do not give you what you need. And you're doing this through discernment. And this is beautiful energy, because even though it might feel a little lonely at first, what it does is it carves out a new path and a new opportunity for you. So this new opportunity is a golden opportunity, and it's opening a bunch of new doorways and new wealth and new forward momentum for you, all connected on something much, much deeper than the surface of the world and the surface of the things that seem to be so important in the modern world. And it goes deeper than that. It is about tradition, but it's not these surface things, these surface connections, these surface worldly things. You're rejecting a lot of that this month and connecting to something much, much deeper, much more connected to your own spiritual home, your own spiritual heart. And these things are going to lead to abundance and a new opportunity for you. So I'm excited to hear what those are for you. Lovely. So let's have a look at the very ominous skull and crossbones. Now, like I said, this isn't necessarily a negative thing. This can be related to the death card, which is the ending of one journey and the beginning of another. This can also be related to things that are poisoning your well of joy. It can be connected to things that feel dangerous. It can be connected to piracy. It can be connected to a lot of different things, and we'll get clarity in that when we look at the cards. So let's have a look at the skull and crossbones. Okay, I love this. Okay. Here is what I'm seeing in the cards for some of you. Now, this isn't for everybody. These readings, I try to be as general as I can, but oftentimes they do get into specifics of certain circumstances. So there is a certain circumstance happening here. There is a judgment card here. Judgment is how we look, how we are judged in the world, how we judge ourselves, how we judge others. There is a divinity of judgment as well, where it's like there's a reckoning almost. There, you can see this judgment day happening in the card, and that's like taking stock of everything that's happened up to this point and making a judgment call around it, whether it's been good for us, whether it's been bad for us, what we need to keep, what we need to get rid of. The judgment card is around that. And for some of you, you have this Queen of Wands energy in reverse, and it's like there's something that you've been doing or trying to create in the world, trying to nurture into existence that just isn't working. Okay, the Queen of Wands are about getting stuff done. They're about creation. They're about creating magic. They're about being creative and trying to make things happen in the world around that. They can be very intellectual, and they can be a little bit fiery in how they try and do things, especially with the Leo connection that happens with this card. And for whatever reason, there's a disconnect between what you've been doing and who you are as a person, and it's just not working. And it feels like you're judging yourself quite harshly because this thing isn't working. Well, the thing isn't working because there's a misalignment of power happening here. The thing isn't working because there is something around you where you don't have the tools, information, energy, the things that you need to make this thing work just aren't there. And that's what the Magician in reversal is about. It's about not having what you need to make magic happen in your life. So for some of you, the judgment is around you're judging yourself very harshly around what's not happening and what you're not making happen, and you're feeling very impoverished by it and very put out by it. But the thing about it is, everything happens in its own time. And there's a sense of needing to recognize that. Also needing to recognize that sometimes this is a card of overindulgence. And when it gets into, we use that skull and crossbones, this part of the overindulgence thing is, there are a lot of things that we can do energetically that poison our well against what we're trying to accomplish in this world. And judging ourselves quite harshly and mismanagement or misuse of our power can be one of them. Okay, so if you're navel gazing and looking at, oh, I don't have what I need, I can't do this, I don't have what I need, I'm not getting the help I need, and this person isn't helping me, or this organization isn't helping me, and you're having a lot of judgment. If you're spending your time judging those things, you're not spending your time creating. Okay, so stop with the self-judgment and stop with the navel gazing and the self. I hate to say this because it's such a negative. I feel like I'm being so negative, but it's what the cards are saying. This is an overindulgence card, and it's like, this is looking at things in a negative way. This is like looking at things like I don't have enough, I'm not getting enough help. This is looking at things like I don't have the tools, I don't have the information, I don't have the energy, I don't have the, I don't. okay? And this is the indulgence that's happening here. And this is what's poisoning the well. This is what's poisoning the well. That's why you got the skull and crossbones. And here's what I can tell you for sure. Even though you feel you can go through this feeling like this month, know that you do actually have what you need, all right? And part of that is you have this King of Cups that shows up here. This can be you, this can be other people around you. This is emotional support. Kings are protectors, providers, and leaders. And there is deeply held emotional support happening here. There's emotional regulation happening here. And there are people, and even if it's yourself, that you can depend on to regulate your emotions and to feel okay, even though I don't feel like I have it under control, I don't have what I want, I don't have what I need, I don't have the tools. You can choose to still feel emotionally good about what you're doing, to maintain peace even inside of this. And if you do that, what ends up happening is you move into this Queen of Swords, which is the creational element, because queens are about creation. Because they are the mothers of the deck, okay? So this is about nurturing, it's about growing things. And it's like if you let go of this just getting in your head about what you're getting done, you actually will have a much better chance of actually creating something. And the Queen of Swords is about cutting through the bull crap that we tell ourselves. So it's all like you do have emotional stability here. You have someone around you to give you emotional support and stability and help and protection. Emotionally, you're protected. And what it does, it will allow you to cut through this, to cut through this feeling of, and this is all about feelings. It's all about your own self-judgment. It's all about the judgment that you're putting upon yourself, okay? And once you realize that you're at peace, you're okay, you're safe, you have emotional stability and happiness around you and support around you. Once you realize that you have that, you can cut through the crap that is this judgment, okay? And that's what you're working on this month. You're cutting through the crap of the judgment of what I'm not getting done, okay? Sometimes progress is slow and not necessarily obvious right away. It doesn't happen fast. So if things aren't moving as fast as you want them to, don't give up and don't start judging everything so harshly, because you do have the power. The Queen of Swords has the power to make change, to cut through problems. So if you can get yourself at peace and get yourself emotionally regulated, you will find the strength to cut through the problems that say, oh, I don't have what I need, and I'm not supported, and I'm not creative, and I'm too lazy, or I do too much of this, or there's too much of this to do, there's too much of that to do. You're going to cut through these, but you have to get yourself emotionally regulated first, okay? And recognize that you have support to do that, all right? You do. There are people around you, and there are spirit guides and angels around you to help with this as well. That's part of the Judgment card as well. The spiritual protection and angelic protection, okay? So be aware of that this month, to not poison your well with self-doubt, to not poison your well with negative self-talk and negative habits, okay? So that's kind of what the message is for you this month. Okay, let's have a look at my Maple Leaf, people. I absolutely love this charm. I think it is the cutest, and I might be particularly connected to it as a Canadian. So let's have a look at what this is saying. Okay. You know what I said at the beginning about the Maple Leaf, that it can be about the change of seasons a lot of the time. The Maple Leaf is about how beautiful death can be, actually. And don't get afraid, okay? Don't click off right now, because that's not what we're talking about. But how beautiful endings can be, okay? Because the Maple Leaves, when they die, when the season changes, and that season is over, they turn these beautiful, unbelievable colors, and then they fall, and that season is over. And we move into a period of kind of stasis and kind of a period of rest. And that's what the winter is. It's rest before the new growth of the spring. But the Maple Leafism is a reminder and a symbol of how beautiful this process can be if we allow it to be beautiful. Okay? Endings don't have to be tragic. Endings don't have to be ugly. They can be beautiful if we allow them to be beautiful and just discover and recognize the beauty of what's happening in those moments of ending. Okay? So for some of you, you are going to be leaving behind some things this month. There is a sense, you have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and this is about independence. Okay, and this is independence that someone is fighting for, and there's a sense of feeling like I'm overwhelmed by things, I can't carry this thing anymore, and this thing needs to end. Okay, so for some of you, you're moving into a period of moving away from feeling overwhelmed by your situation of trying to do everything yourself, okay, and trying to accumulate your wealth and to take care of everything, and you're not happy in this role. And the thing about it is, there is a sense of it's stealing energy from you, it's stealing time from you, it's stealing it's stealing your joy, it's stealing your energy, a lot of it. And for some of you, there is a sense that this thing, whatever it is, it can be work related, it can be relationship related, it can be any of those things. There is specifically something here that I'm going to read into further, but generally it can be anything that you're feeling overwhelmed by. It's not working well. You're not happy in it. If you feel burdened, you feel like you're being stolen from. It's taking things more from you than it's giving to you, and it's a feeling like this just needs to end. This just needs to be over, and I need to let this thing go, and I need to let it go completely. The Tower is about destruction. It's about things being torn down and it's in reversal, which means there is no foundation. Let's just clear this thing completely out, because there is no solid foundation for what's happening here. Okay, this thing is not going to embed. This thing is not going to hang on. Okay, there's a sense of destruction, and because it wasn't right from the beginning. And that's the thing. Whatever this is that you're going through this month that is feeling so heavy and that you can't, you need the feeling of needing to let go of it is there. And it's feeling like part of it is that you just don't have the energy to nurture this thing at this time. And there's a need for self-nurturing that's happening here with the Empress reverse that you're not giving yourself. And it's important that you give yourself this at this time, because there are endings that are happening here for you, and there's something that's coming to a beautiful end. Okay? And part of what I'm being shown in the cards is to recognize that it is, and recognize that that ending can be beautiful in and of itself, and that it's important in and of itself, and it has value in and of itself, okay? But it's just not the right time, or you're not able to nurture this thing into existence right now, okay? You're not able to maintain this thing right now. Doesn't mean you won't be able to maintain something new in the future, but right now you're in a period of clearing out. And you're in a period of autumn, even though it's beginning of June. Of course, it doesn't matter when you find this reading. It'll reflect what's coming up, okay? After you come through this recognition that there is an ending that's happening here, and that things are changing and this season is ending, this season of your life is coming to a close, what you're going to start to recognize is that there is a new journey. It's a little further off, and it's not ready to be grasped right away. Okay, but there is a new journey coming, but it can't come until this is done, all right? And part of that new journey will be figuring out what you want, because this may have been what you wanted for a long time. You may have thought that all this prior stuff was what you really wanted and what was going to make you happy, and maybe it did for a while. Maybe it was a green leaf on your tree for a long time. But this is an ending. Here. This has changed. It changed. You changed. And now you're in a process. You're going through this month discovering that there is something new, and it's further out. It's not here yet, but it's coming. And you're ready for it. But you have to kind of discover what it is that you want, and you're not sure what you want. So this might be a period of just letting the leaves fall where they may and appreciating the ending for what it is. Give yourself a little rest, and then you'll be ready for this new journey, okay? And in the meantime, recognize that there's beauty in this as well. There's beauty in endings. There's beauty in letting go, okay? So those were your readings for the month of June, or whenever this finds you. I hope you're happy. I hope you're healthy. I hope you are looking forward to getting further into the summer. I myself have a lot of things coming up. We do start the Pictou Ghost Walks back up running. June 18th will be our first Pictou Ghost Walk throughout the town with our little haunts. And if you can come out and see me, I'd love it. I'd love to see your happy smiling faces. And until next time, stay happy. Enjoy the sunshine. Let leaves fall where they may, and enjoy the process, okay? And until next time, don't be afraid of the things that go bump in the night, because they're there in the light too. And we'll see you next time.
Wasn't that long?